Hello again, I'm Richard. You're watching another episode of Layman Outdoors. Today I'm going to be going over the survival kit that I take to work on a daily basis, and this is just a smaller kit in case I can't get to my get home bag, which is in my truck. Whenever I make one of these kits, I follow two principles. Dave Canterbury, who is like a forefather of survival and bushcraft, I follow his 5 C's of survival, and I also follow the rule of threes. Now what these are two principles that can help you build a kit that can optimize your time or optimize your survival potential. What the rule of threes is you can survive 3 seconds without hope, 3 minutes without water, 3 hours in harsh conditions, 3 days without water, and 3 weeks without food. And Dave Canterbury's 5 C's of survival is a kit must contain something that cuts, cordage, combustion, cover, and containment. So without further ado, I'm going to take it down to the tabletop and show you what I got. Hey, thanks for hanging around. So this is the survival kit that I take to work on a daily basis. And what it's in is this is a Maxpedition micro pocket organizer. And these are amazing. They make various sizes. This one's the smallest they come in because I want it to be the most compact when I go to work. They're made out of Cordura. So this Cordura on the outside. It's not waterproof, but it's water resistant. They have this mesh pouch in the front, which I find after I stuff it full, I really can't get anything in there. They give you a nice little paracord lanyard. These zippers are YKK zippers, so really sturdy. And then they give you this nice pull handle with box stitching. So it's a really sturdy case, and let's go ahead and get into it. So I think I'm just going to work my way from left to right. The first thing I have in here is this is 10 feet. I'm going to pull it out for you. This is 10 feet of paracord. The reason it's rainbow is I have a lot of colors of paracord. I make these in my off time. And I had a request for someone who wanted rainbow. Well, she only wanted one. And then I had a bunch of rainbow left. So I carry it for 2 reasons. One, I had a ton of this cord that wasn't making me any money. And 2, it's really bright. So it's going to be hard to lose it. Next thing I have is a lighter. And a lot of survival guys are going to tell you that you should carry a flint and steel. I'm an advocate of a flint and steel. I just couldn't fit it in this bag, and eventually this is going to run out of fuel. I understand that. But even when it runs out of fuel, it can still throw a pretty vicious spark. And so with some dry tinder, I'm pretty sure I could start a fire with that. The next thing is this little flashlight I stumbled upon on Amazon. It's called a Hybeam. Not super bright, but in a really dark area, it's going to give you enough light to do what you need to do. And it runs for 8 hours on 1 AAA. Then I have a Sharpie for obvious reasons. The Sharpie is dark gray because I couldn't find any black. Not important. But the reason I have a Sharpie is a Sharpie can write on tons of different surfaces, so I like carrying a Sharpie more than I like carrying a pen. In the back here, I carry 1 emergency blanket. So here's Dave Canterbury's 5 C's of survival. Here's cover. And also, this will get me out of the elements. So there's your 3 hours without cover. Going back to this real quick, combustion, cordage. I carry a red bandana. A bandana is great for 1,000 different things. You can use it as a tourniquet, you can use it as a sling, you can get it wet, put it on the back of your neck. The main reason I keep it in this kit is that if I ever have to get water with this kit, I'd like to filter out the big debris before I put it into the system that I have in here that carries water. So that's what I carry that for. Not to mention I can turn this into char cloth. So just 1,001 different uses. I don't know why you wouldn't carry one in a kit. Behind that I have what I would start fires with. These are just some quick tinders. I'm thinking about putting petroleum jelly on. I don't have it in there right now, but I just help it light quicker. But if you fluff these out and I ran out of gas in this, just the spark off this would light this no problem. And then also up here in the tag, I keep one extra AAA battery. So I have potentially 16 hours of light with this flashlight. Over here to the right, another Ganzo blade. This is the Ganzo G727M. I mentioned in my last video that Ganzos are usually replicas of other blades. This is a replica of the Ontario Knife Company's Rat 2, with a couple exceptions. The steel Ganzo makes is better. The steel is, again, a 440C. It's better than the steel they use, than the Os-8 that they use on the Rat 2. The Rat 2 has aluminum handles. This has G10 handles, which are a way firmer, way sturdier handle. The Rat 2 has a liner lock, where this has an access lock, so a better lock. So all in all, they made a better blade for like $6 less than the Ontario Knife Company. So I call this the Rat Fink, and or the Rat Fake. And I really like this knife. It locks in super solid. It feels really good in the hand. I wouldn't baton. 90-degree spine, so again, ferro rod capabilities. I wouldn't baton with this knife. I mean, if I had to, I could, but I wouldn't. I carry it around because it feels super comfortable, and I know that it's going to get me out of a pinch. I almost nicked myself there. I know it's going to get me out of a pinch if I need a blade. Next, I carry this is a no-name multi-tool. I got this at Costco in a kit. The kit came with a knife, a smaller multi-tool just like this one, and a flashlight. And I carry this in here because I live in an urban environment right now, and it's got various tools that I might need in an urban situation. So I carry that around, not to mention the multifunctionality. I can open up cans if I find cans. I can open up other stuff. I also keep a little medical kit in here, and this has just your basic boo-boo stuff, a little bit of gauze. In the back here, I keep these are aqua tabs, and I keep 6 of them, so 3 and 3. A gallon of water is about 3.7 liters. So if I fill this up just before the top and drop 3 tablets in it, I should have a little less than a gallon of water at my disposal twice. And I only live about 6 minutes from my house. If I can't get home with about a gallon of water 2 times, that's about 2 days of water for the average person. If I can't get home on that, I'm screwed anyway. And then right here I have tin foil, and the tin foil is so I can make a makeshift bowl. So even if this ran out of water, if this didn't work, or I used all the tabs and I didn't feel comfortable drinking whatever water source I had, I could form this into a bowl, start a fire, and boil water. So I'm still good on water. And the last thing I have in this kit, let me see, yeah, the last thing I have in this kit is just a little bit of that self-adhese tape. And that self-adhese tape is again for the gauze and the butterfly bandages I have in here. So if I get a serious injury, if I get a serious injury, I can butterfly it closed, cover it with the gauze, and wrap it with this, and hopefully I'm going to be okay till I get so I can get some better medical attention. And lastly, sorry, I thought this was it. Lastly, there's tape. I just carry, I think it's 10 feet of electrical tape. I carry this as more of an EDC thing than a survival thing. It's good for survival. You can light this on fire, and it burns pretty hot. But I have to carry a radio at work, and sometimes the radio mic, if I get in a tussle or something happens, that radio mic get damaged. So I need the electrical tape to repair it. So it's both survival, but I mostly carry it for my everyday carry, for every day. Now, I know I'm going to get a bunch of comments that says, but I thought you said in your EDC video, you can't carry a knife at work. Not what I said. What I said was, I cannot carry a knife on my person at work. And the reason for that is, say I get in a scuffle with a guest. We go to the ground, that knife comes out of my pocket, I've now potentially armed someone who does not care about my life, and that's what they don't want us doing. I carry this in my survival kit specifically. I live in an area that has a potential for a tsunami, an earthquake, and a volcano. So I like having my survival kit. This is solely for survival purposes, never comes out of my kit, and that kit stays in my box unless I'm going to break. Then the kit comes with me to break. But other than that, it could not be a potential weapon to a guest at my work. Hey, sorry for all the background noise in this video. Me and my wife breed English Springer Spaniels, and we have 2 puppies that we just sold. And they make a ton of noise and love to fight. Not to mention their mother wanted to go outside, so that's what a lot of that noise was. That's not an excuse for a bad video, but I'm hoping if I show puppies, the internet will forgive me. So that is everything in my work survival kit. Again, if you like this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe for more content in the future. Again, my name is Richard. You're watching Layman Outdoors. You have a good day.